Ranking 20th on Dragon Ball, Super's official list of the 20 strongest characters is one who may not appear powerful to the uninitiated, but achieved the superior instinct before Goku. This happens in chapter 39 of the manga, in a part that was cut in the anime. In this chapter, Goku begins fighting Jiren but is quickly overpowered. To compensate, he tries to force his power beyond the limit, which brings serious consequences for his body. Master Kami demonstrates that the issue isn't about having more power by dodging attacks from Jiren, the most powerful participant in the power tournament. He's soon eliminated, but his feat helps Goku start using Ultra Instinct. Hermes 98, a renowned Dragon Ball translator, notes that WHIS and BIOS compare Master Kami's movements to the true Ultra Instinct despite acknowledging a significant difference from the final version. Nonetheless, the core idea remains. This implies Master Kami was the first mortal in the series to nearly attain Ultra Instinct. Even before Goku and Vegeta, the technique may seem forced, but it aligns with real-world martial arts concepts. It's not so absurd that a master who lived for hundreds of years managed to approach this principle even if he is far from mastering it. 19th place, Goten. Goten is a disappointment to all Dragon Ball fans who saw that strong, lively boy who achieved Super Saiyan just by training with his mother and terrified Gohan with his stone throws. It was clear there that no one would rule the roost like Goten. The author confirmed in an interview that he is the Saiyan with the most potential. No one imagined he would never train again after the Majin Buu saga, just like his brother Gohan. Of course, this is partially Chi-Chi's fault, who never allowed her children to train freely, but also the human genetics, which when mixed with Saiyan genetics mitigates the constant desire to keep fighting. The advantage is that this combination gives rise to a race with more S cells, which are cells that, according to the author, help to gain power and transform. Your Goten, 19th, really gets to be sad, but the most recent saga of Dragon Ball Super in the manga brought him back, with more power than ever, and I hope he follows in Gohan's footsteps and can gain some transformation or technique that finally awakens our eternal promise. 18th, Trunks. From the first time he appeared to the present day, Trunks has always been stronger than Goten. Trunks defeats Goten in their first fight by transforming into Super Saiyan, breaking their agreement not to transform and leaving Goten outraged.
Not that Goten hasn't cheated quite a bit before that occasion.
That day, Trunks showed a slight advantage in his power, which is no different from today. The official card games of the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie show Goten with a slight power difference to Trunks. They are so weak after being rusty for so long that they are, shockingly when in base form, weaker than Krillin in these cards, which are official to boot. Trunks himself has already commented on why he is stronger than Goten. This happened in the scene where he fights with Vegeta in the gravity room during Dragon Ball Z. There, Vegeta asks if Goten can also transform into Super Saiyan. Trunks replies that yes, but unlike him, Goten doesn't know how to fly. Vegeta also asks which of the two is stronger, and Trunks replies that he is a bit stronger since he is 1 year older. This leaves Vegeta unsatisfied, as he would like to see a greater dominance of his son over Kakarot's son. 17th, Android 18. After marrying Krillin and becoming a mother, Android 18 doesn't usually fight anymore. This doesn't stop her from being simply the strongest woman in Universe 7.
That is until the belly grows.
Unlike Goten and Trunks, who stopped fighting and became useless, being a human with robotic parts, Android 16 doesn't lose power over time, nor weakens his Kai. The androids have infinite energy and far superior strength compared to humans because they were programmed that way by Dr. Gero. Because her power came from an experiment rather than training, it's unlikely to diminish much, if at all, over time. Therefore, she can be as strong as she was at her peak, or even stronger, given that she contributed a lot to Universe 7 in the Power Tournament. 16th, Majin Buu. We live to see the biggest threat of the Z saga being just the 16th strongest in the universe. It seems we're still in the retirees section of the list, and Majin Buu might top the list of those too lazy to train. Currently living with Master Satan, Buu, or Mr. Buu as he is called by the Earth's hero, spends his days eating pudding and gambling. Before the Tournament of Power, Buu trains and gets in shape, even holding his own against Goku, the true hero of Earth. Toei Animation, the Dragon Ball studio, initially announced Majin Buu as part of Universe 7 in the Tournament of Power, but later replaced him with Frieza. My theory is that this happened mainly because of two abilities of Majin Buu that would interfere with the development of the tournament's story. The first one is healing, which is incredibly helpful. Every team needs strong support, and just because of this ability, he would be incredibly useful. To complete the overpowered combo, we simply have Absorption, which would allow Boa to absorb all the defeated before they fall from the arena. 15th, Android 17. The owner of the biggest plot twist in the franchise's history gives us a real notion of what it means to be stylish. Android 17 resides on a remote island that is home to many endangered species. His job is to be the guard, or rather, the ranger of the island. On the island, 17 had the opportunity to train with the Junior Heavens. This increased his power to fight Goku Blue in the anime and Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the manga. The manga always saves in terms of coherence. Even so, rivaling Goku's Super Saiyan 3 is absurd, since he was a villain designed to only beat the common Super Saiyan, showing that the android probably also evolves at a much faster pace than a normal person if he trains. In addition to being tough, Android 17 has a high combat intelligence quotient enabling him to win the power tournament, breaking all betting houses with this turnaround. 14th, Piccolo. The favorite character of author Akira Toriyama needed a new transformation. Not caring about anything, the author added 2 new ones at once for a character who not only deserved a lot, but also needed this restitution with interest to prove himself among the monsters that will follow. Piccolo, once Goku's greatest rival, was the strongest Z-warrior in the Saiyan saga after merging with Neo, and in the Cell saga when he absorbed Kami-sama, becoming a Super Namekian. After years forgotten, Piccolo gained a transformation called Unlocked Potential, which was affectionately changed to Yellow Piccolo by the fans. His other new transformation is Orange Piccolo, Orange Piccolo. This transformation makes the character muscular and much stronger, being able to hold off the terrifying Max Cell, the main villain of the most recent movie. 13th place, Gohan, coming out of retirement to glory, proved himself with the most epic scenes of the franchise by transforming into his new form, Beast. The scene from Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, reinterprets Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation, exploring nostalgia to win fans' sympathy amid a chaotic release and controversial 3D animation. He easily defeats Max Cell, who according to Piccolo, not even Goku and Vegeta could defeat. To better grasp the scene and remove false interpretations, we must analyze the context. According to the film's own production, the feature is a continuation of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Therefore, despite taking place chronologically after the events of the granulated manga saga, this film did not consider the events of that saga during production, and no one on the team knew the power level of Goku, Vegeta, and the others, since the film began production well before this saga, despite taking place chronologically afterwards. Thus, when Piccolo says that Gohan defeated someone that not even Goku and Vegeta could, he is referring to Goku and Vegeta who fought with Broly, and not their current versions in the manga. Another key point regarding Gohan's current power level is the interpretation of a recent statement from the author. He mentions in his interview about the movie that Gohan has always been the strongest of all. However, from the context of the interview, we can see that he is mostly referring to the character's potential and history. You will better understand Gohan's power level when we compare him to Goku and Vegeta again later on. 12th place, Broly. In the latest Dragon Ball Super manga chapter, Vegeta invites Broly to train with him, teaching Broly to control his anger. Who would have thought Vegeta would be teaching this? He even managed to do it, however, when he controls himself, Broly can't actually access his power. WHIS states Broly's training has just started. The manga clearly shows Broly is not as powerful as Goku and Vegeta. Before the Granola the Survivor saga and after the Broly and Moro sagas, WHIS remarks that Goku and Vegeta are the strongest Saiyans in the universe. This alone already took Broly out of the dispute for the spot of the 2 Earth Saiyans. My indignation comes from them adding extensive potential to the character, making him capable of surpassing Goku and Vegeta in a fight without any training, but completely limiting his evolution speed after the end. Broly is like that boss in fighting games that are extremely overpowered until you unlock him as a playable character. Broly ranks above Gohan based on an Akira Toriyama interview about Cell Max, which unintentionally hinted at who is more powerful between the two. He said, quote, "If Cell Max had been completed according to plan, he would have been a superhuman that not even Broly could defeat. But since he was forcibly activated, he became an uncontrollable monster." Based on this statement, we can conclude that Broly could defeat Cell Max in his incomplete form, just like Gohan did, and possibly go beyond, since we are talking about a Broly who is stronger and more trained than at the time of this statement. Gohan remains at the same level, since the manga only adapted the movie now. 11th, Vegeta. Time goes on as we keep waiting for Vegeta to defeat a major villain in Dragon Ball Super. This came very close to happening in the important saga of the Survivor Granola in the Dragon Ball Super manga, where Vegeta obtained the Superior Ego, a transformation that uses the power of the gods of destruction to take the user beyond their limit, being able to evolve more and more as it absorbs the damage coming from the opponent. The Hakai was also an important weapon acquired in Vegeta's arsenal recently, being learned through training under the supervision of Bills. Alongside Goku, WHIS also acknowledges Vegeta as one of the mightiest Saiyans in the universe after the Moro Saga. Alongside Goku, an interesting detail to mention is that this speech in which WHIS explains this appeared before Vegeta achieved the Ultra Ego, which only demonstrates how much the Super Saiyan Blue evolution form is underestimated, especially its manga version, which achieved superior results to Goku's faulty Ultra Instinct in the fight against Granola. This speech from WHIS helps us know that Vegeta also surpasses Broly currently, but loses to the next characters on the list. In 10th place, Granola. 40 years ago, Frieza commanded a squad to assault planet Shiryaru. The only survivor of this planet grew up with hatred and revolt, dreaming of one day avenging Frieza, until he got the opportunity to make a wish to the spheres created by the Nameku Seijin Monaito who lived on his planet. The Shinigami dragon named Tarambo asked for almost all of Granola's lifetime to make him the strongest in the universe, disregarding the gods. Granola used his power to defeat Goku and Vegeta. Goku surpassed Granola's power by facing gas and awakening an ancient transformation. Now presented in a new way, you will understand more about this. Goku, going to the place now. The slow pace of Goku's evolution in the manga after the Tournament of Power has been a drag. Mastering the superior instinct seems like a time-consuming task. After the Moro Saga, where Goku displayed his mastery of the technique, he was repeatedly defeated in the manga until an epic moment arrived. The transformation of the superior instinct Shin. This form in the manga simply outshone the white-haired form that we all know. It consists of a variation of the Omen, the incomplete phase of the superior instinct. If that were the case, the power should decrease, not increase. However, what differentiates the Shin form from the normal Omen is that in it, Goku is allowed to feel his emotions freely without needing to keep his spirit calm. Thus, a furious warrior emerges, eager to defeat any foe, with all the Saiyan race's hatred and the Enshin's technique and precision concentrated in him. This stage exploited an advantage against Gas, a manga character who had defeated both Granola and Vegeta. These results certainly help us understand in a practical way the exact order of the strongest. 8th place, Frieza. Inspired by Goku's instinctive fighting in the tournament, Frieza was driven to grow stronger to overthrow Bios, the god of destruction. And if possible, to overthrow Zen-Oh, king of the 12 universes. After being beaten by Broly in the movie, Frieza showed interest in avoiding Goku and Vegeta for a while during the Moro Saga. This even worked out temporarily, but Frieza couldn't miss a golden opportunity that appeared in his hands. A time room lost on one of the planets he conquered. In this time room, Frieza trained for 10 years and awakened a new transformation, Black Frieza. As soon as it was demonstrated for the first time, the transformation was able to knock out Goku and Vegeta with a single blow. In addition to easily flipping the two Saiyans, Frieza calmly spared their lives, making it clear that they would see each other again. 7th place, Bills. The discussion about Goku, Vegeta, Broly, or anyone else surpassing Bills ended in the last chapter of Dragon Ball Super, when Bills declares, quote, "No matter how much time passes, there will always be someone superior to you. If you manage to surpass me, I'll nominate you as the next Hakai Shin," end quote. In this dialogue, Bills is speaking to Goku. Besides making it clear that Bills is still the strongest, we can notice the big difference in how Bills is dealing with Goku and Vegeta getting stronger and stronger. In the Broly movie, he clearly expressed discontent with Goku's thirst for power, and even questioned the Saiyan if he wasn't eyeing the position of Hakai Shin. Sometime later, Bills seems much more comfortable with this idea, even though he shows more affinity with Vegeta, and has even taught him the principles behind Hakai and the mentality of destruction. I feel that the rematch between Goku and Bills will be one of the most memorable events in the future of the work. 6th place, Maris. Besides the 12 normal angels we know, and the 6 inactive ones from the universes erased by Zen-Oh, a new class of angels was introduced right after the Power Tornil. These are the apprentice angels, beings who share the same divine blood as WHIS, Vados, Margarita, and the others, but who have not been trained enough to be masters of a god of destruction. At some point in the past, Maris was trained by the Grand Priest and sent to the Galactic Patrol to broaden his perspective and learn about the lives of mortals. During this time, he quickly rose through the ranks of the patrol and became the #1 patrolman. He knocked out Goku without any problem right on his first appearance. In addition to being the first angel who wasn't afraid of the consequences of fighting seriously, all angels who fight seriously are erased. To save the universe Maris cherished, he sacrificed his life battling Moro and aiding Goku, resurrecting as immortal. Later, Daishinkan noticed everyone's desire for Maris. Even the East Kaioshin, who offered his life for Maris's, was rejected by Daishinkan, who chose to strip Maris of his angel rank instead, and revive him as immortal. Fifth, WHIS, who wasn't surprised by this scene. I am Lord Bill's master. Despite his relaxed and polite demeanor, WHIS hides a power that not even Bills would dare to challenge. The difference between an angel and a god of destruction, according to Akira Toriyama, is even greater than that of Goku to Bills. This is due to the fact that angels are born knowing how to use superior instinct, can manipulate time, and have practically immeasurable speed, endurance, and Kai. Despite Goku reaching seemingly invincible enemies throughout the franchise, it's hard to imagine Whis being surpassed. Whis himself explains that his level in superior instinct is better than Maris's, but inferior to his father's. In fourth place, Daishinkan. This frail and childlike looking individual is hard to comprehend at first glance. Is the right hand of the supreme god behind the 12 universes. Everyone fears Zen-Oh. Even the gods of destruction fear upsetting Daishinkan, who is capable of making everyone tremble, even more than King Zen-Oh. Not only is his presence relentless, but his position as responsible for sentencing the losing universe to be destroyed by his master makes him feared even by the angels. Moreover, he tends to modify rules to entertain Zen-Oh, making things more enjoyable for him. Like much of the Dragon Ball Supercast and the gods of destruction, WHIS is terrified of Daishinkan. At times, the imposing god transforms into a frightened kitten when faced by the angel. The Ikatella were finalists in the Gods Exhibition Fight Showdown in the manga. Both were fully invested, prepared to land the decisive strike and determine the champion between them. They are interrupted by Daishinkan, who with just one finger from each hand is able to stop the full force punch of the two gods. His immense power level, far surpassing other main characters, leads to him being recognized and feared, despite never having fought. In third place, guards. Without saying a word to this day, Zen-Oh's guards are, for me, the most enigmatic characters among the deities. If Zen-Oh is so strong, why are there guards? It's clear in every scene they appear in that the two's intention is to prevent anyone from harming Zen-Oh. To hold this position, it's logical to think that they have enough power to stop any walking threat that threatens the supreme god of the anime. Despite the strength of WHIS, Daishinkan, and other angels, they are not meant to fight and are forbidden from doing so. The guards, on the other hand, are prepared for battle, and their appearances suggest that they were made based on Zen-Oh's own raw power. Terrifying. Secondly, Zen-Oh. Without a doubt, one of the biggest twists in the Dragon Ball fan base happened at Zen-Oh's first appearance. How is this little thing the king of all 12 universes? This little kid wiped out 6 universes at once with a blink of an eye? Exactly. According to Bills, if he wanted to, Zen-Oh would be able to destroy everything that exists anywhere instantly. Only his unstable and childish personality leaves all the gods unsure about how long their lives will still last. Despite his nearly infinite destructive power, some things put Zanyu second on the list. Number 1 can not only destroy everything, but also do things that even the supreme boss of all life forms can't. First place, Zarama. Everyone remembers that the dragon god Super Shenlong can fulfill any wish without limitations. In addition to being able to destroy all universes, since there are no restrictions to his powers, he can rebuild them again, as well as bring different universes from scratch. Zen-Oh once mentions that the creator of the Super Sphere is called Zarama. Going back to Dragon Ball Z, when the Z warriors were worried about the arrival of the Saiyans, the Earth Shenlong says that he cannot eliminate warriors who surpass the power of his creator. This became known in Dragon Ball as the Rule of the Dragons. If the same rule applies to Super Shenlong, it can be concluded that the creator of these spheres would be the strongest of the 12 universes, as the spheres he created can eliminate anyone. Remember that the anime is called Dragon Ball, so it makes sense that the vital energy behind all universes has to do with the Dragon Balls. Because of his unlimited powers, Zarama, if he has his dragon, is an omnipotent being. That's why no one can be ahead of him. When answering questions, why was such a character absent? Probably because the list only considers currently living characters. Why are Guard, Zen-Oh, and Zarama on a list from Universe 7? Because they are multiversal characters, thus it encompasses Universe 7. Why is the list official? Because it was made based on actual interviews from the author of Dragon Ball himself, in addition to canonical anime and manga lines, which show us everything in great detail and often explicitly expose the most powerful. I read the manga and interviews. I'll go through this video's comments for the best theme ideas for the next list. If it's yours, I will put the print of your comment in my video. Click here to watch the next Dragon Ball list on the channel. If you stay until the end, you'll definitely enjoy it.